All right, welcome back, everyone. This is ESL One Hamburg 2017. These are the closed qualifiers for CIS region, and we've got another semifinal up here for you today. We have M19 versus Team Spirit. We've got the twin showdown match. Should be a lot of fun to cast. I'm your caster, Moxie. I am casting with Forge. And I think everyone was very surprised yesterday to see M19 move forward into the semifinals.
Yeah, definitely a bit of an upset playing, taking the series against Empire, who they've historically struggled a little bit against, but really nice plays coming out, really strong team fights, and a lot of early pressure from M19 led them to a 2-1 victory, or was it a 2-0 victory? It was a 2-0 victory against
It
Empire.
was. Yep, and they even had Rezo actually standing in for game number 1 as well, because unfortunately FN's internet had been giving him some issues or something like that. But yeah, they 2-0'd, and we saw some really just ridiculous stuff coming out from the side of M19. I mean, we got to see the Funnick Batrider, the Funnick Darkseer. Like, these are two really just comfort heroes that really shine for him. And he did a ton of work with those. Like, there were moments, Forge, where we saw it was an Earthshaker and a Darkseer, and you know that there's going to be that combo, but it was just so fast. Like, everything in these team fights was just that perfect moment. They jump in, it's just all that synergy all together. So, super, super hyped to see M19 play, and very excited to see what Team Spirit can bring here, too. They also, what did they do? It was 2-1 for versus iPlay, I believe.
I believe so, yeah. And apparently Team Spirit was watching the series against Empire, because the first ban they do is they get rid of the Funnick Darkseer. Still do leave in the Batrider, but you can't target all your bans on the one player.
I mean, you can, but then you allow a lot of other cancerous stuff through the draft, so definitely a good idea to take out the Darkseer. It also causes a lot of problems during the laning phase if you want to go for a melee core. Just a lot of damage with that Ion Shell early. But we see the Night Stalker picked up over for the side of M19 here. And no Nature's Prophet either. That's been a very common ban. The IO ban, of course, but also Nature's Prophet usually getting either first or second ban lately. But that allows Venomancer through.
Venomancer and the Clockwork. We saw this in the Na'Vi game earlier. And, I mean, Roger did a lot of work with it, but unfortunately Na'Vi was edged out in the end. But, I mean, Roger had some really good plays, some early roam with the cogs, really nice hook shots onto like 2 or 3 people at a couple of points. So Clockwork, I mean, and both of these heroes too, very flexible picks. Venomancer could be played as a support, off lane, mid, safe lane. He can go wherever. And Clockwork as well, very flexible, can be that 4-position roaming or the off lane. So far, Team Spirit keeping their cards very close to their chest.
Now, we do see the Necrophos pick up over on the side of M19. They could opt to try to pick up an AA on top of that. We saw that being just a really disgusting lane and giving a lot of headache problems, I believe, to, was it Sadoy? No, they actually banned out the AA. All right, interesting. They've got a very specific idea in mind. We've seen a lot of AA, especially in this region, but no Pikachu Broodmother either. They definitely do not want to have to deal with that.
Yeah, I mean, Pikachu doing a lot of work with that in game 1 yesterday, just causing absolute havoc. And also just one of those heroes that if you don't have the AoE damage to quickly clear the spiders, Venomancer doesn't count, for those wondering, then it can very quickly overwhelm you and just run down all of your lanes.
I'm interested to see if we're going to be seeing, you know, that max scale Venomancer. That is just has ruined my life, and I'm a little ashamed to say it, Forge. I've been using it in my own games now. It's just, it's so strong. If you can get Venomancer through a draft right now, like...
I'm disappointed in you, Moxie. I thought you were better than that.
I'm not. I'm a filthy Bananamancer picker. Sorry, guys. But such a strong hero right now. Of course, the Necrophos as well. Definitely, you know, having his time to shine. That guy just lanes so incredibly well with the Heartstopper Aura, just slowly ticking down. You've got, whoa boy, all right, so I just need a Viper in this game, and we've got every single green disgusting person that could be in this meta.
Yeah, so the both games, all of the games, Team Spirit did draft themselves some kind of green gross dude, whether that be the Venomancer or the Necrophos. They have played against M19 very recently, these two teams, at Star Ladder. So they do have a little bit of history. It went 2-1 in favor of Team Spirit, and it was the ILTW Venomancer both games, and they looked to grab up the probably Iceberg Pikachu for that mid lane based on how they've played it previously.
I'm wondering if this is a denial pick on top of everything else, because we saw M19, they played a ton of Pugna. They played Pugna twice yesterday. They had a really good combination with that Batrider, which is actually still in the pool if Funnick wants to try to pick that up as well. Granted, it is a little tough sometimes with the Clockwork being able to just hook shot in and hold you in place. But yeah, Pugna is not going to be on the side of M19 today. We will get the Shadow Shaman, though, an excellent laning support. He's got really high base damage, so he's able to harass, and then you couple it up with having the two different types of disables and the team fight and tower pushing skills of those wards. So good pickup here for the side of M19, but
I mean, the Shaman was a really, really good pickup for them because so far with their 2 cores, they have really, really good ways to kill heroes, but no real way to transition that into objectives. The Shaman allows them to do that. It switches them into being able to transition from, okay, we've picked somebody off with the Necrophos, with the Night Stalker. Now we drop wards, we get an objective.
Definitely. I mean, that's the name of the game, right? Doing efficiency Dota, making sure that you take these really good fights and then move forward, try to take a building, whether it's tower, shrine, racks, whatever. But yeah, lots of pushing potential coming out from both of these teams. And we do see the Bane pick up. That's something fairly commonly picked up in the CIS region. Usually kind of added with like a Wombo, but I'm sure with that Pugna, Decrepify, and the Brain Sap, it's going to be a lot of disgusting damage.
Yeah, Biver's been playing this semi-frequently lately. He's played a couple of matches, actually played it yesterday against iPlay, which did secure them that win. Did pretty good too, 5-9 and 25 for him, doing a lot of work. So we could see them going back for that. And like you said, they do have a lot of follow-up damage to pump into that Fiend script. You don't even need to get a full duration off, just enough to allow Pugna to get that decrep, the life drain, and of course Venomancer doing his damage over time as well.
I feel like this is the tiny draft coming out from Team Spirit right now, although it's probably just because of the way that all of them are angled. It is bowed a little bit. I know Pugna should be actually a little bit smaller than what he is here, because he is the very most front in this lineup, but got some kind of squishy dudes. Clockwork's got his work cut out for him to be that frontliner so far. But yeah, we've got, you know, Biver Bane. Interested to see what they can do with this. Like you said, lots of follow-up. And we go with the Enchantress.
Funnick's been doing a lot of work with this recently in both ESL as well as Star Ladder, just causing a lot of havoc. I've seen him like dive tier 3s at minute 10, just creating so much space for Nyx, for his for Pikachu in those safe and mid lanes respectively. And just a very comfortable hero for him. A lot of pressure, a lot of early game push as well. So, you know, very nice, well-rounded draft coming out from M19. The one thing they are lacking a little bit is somebody tanky. Like Necrophos is kind of tanky, but susceptible to burst damage like the Pugna. Night Stalker doesn't do well against all of the magic damage, so they need somebody that's, you know, just a little beefy to stand in the front, or a lot of pipes. That's the other alternative.
I mean, we see a lot of pipes getting picked up, especially on the Necrophos, giving him that extra, you know, regen, being able to be a bit more tanky. I think we've seen it on the Enchantress. Which team was it the other day that actually did in groups of 3 that we casted?
I think it was Team Effect.
It's a Team Effect, yeah. They had all picked up like various Force Staffs, various Hood of Defiances and such. But yeah, definitely a Hood's going to do a lot of help here with the amount of magic damage being pumped out by Team Spirit. So I think it's safe to assume we'll be seeing that. And of course, probably a completed pipe as well. But no AM, no Disruptor, and they don't want to see that Brewmaster. You talked to me about that earlier, that it was really, really disgusting.
DK Phobos has been just doing an absolutely amazing job with that lately. Out of the last 6 times he's played it, he's won 4 of those games. So just doing a really good job. And based on the way Team Spirit's been playing, that's the hero, that's the player that they still need a slot for. It's probably going to be the Biver Bane. You're probably going to throw FNG onto the Clockwork and then have ILTW on the Vena with Iceberg rounding out the Pugna. So DK Phobos, really the only one left. And they're probably going to take their time, think about what they could grab. There's no Prophet, there's no Broodmother, and there is no Brewmaster. So Legion Commander, another hero that he has played recently to some effect, could be seen here.
Legion's definitely a nice kind of frontliner, gives them a little bit more initiation, and it scales really, really nicely. The only problem is that you definitely can't go after an Enchantress with a Legion Commander. You have to pick on squishier targets, such as like the Shadow Shaman, and of course the Night Stalker. Probably the Shaman, one of the best bets here, just being able to make sure that you can't get locked down during the duels. But, I mean, Sand King
it might not be bad to go against the Necrophos either. You get a lot of sustain in your lane. You get that nice overwhelming odds as a nuke to help de-push your waves. And it's a nice way to ensure that you can jump on him and he doesn't get that opportunity to get Ghost Shroud off. Because that's where we see a lot of ganks against the Necrophos go wrong, is they don't have a way to stop him from just popping what I call the Necro cheese. You pop Ghost Shroud, you pop one, and you're
God,
basically
every time you say that, I get so grossed out, though. Just because the actual word necro coupled with the word cheese, like, that just, ugh, gross.
It makes sense, though. Like, you look at what cheese does, and you look what Ghost Shroud and Wand does.
Just say strat, cheese strat. Just finish that up. But we do get a Juggernaut pickup here at the end, so
they are gonna alter it up. They're gonna throw DK Phobos on the offlane Venomancer and get the Juggernaut for ILTW. Very nice adjustment from Team Spirit.
All right, well, I'm looking forward to see what this Funnick Enchantress is gonna do here, because you've got me all hyped here, Forge. I want to see him diving these towers, making all the space.
That was one game, all right? That was one game that I just happened to watch.
Well, now you have me hyped about it. Why you do this to me, Forge? Come on now.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see this mid lane matchup too. I think Pikachu has a little bit more of the edge over here onto the Pugna, just because of the fact that, you know, Mirana has slightly larger range, and in order for Iceberg to really, you know, put out the Nether Blast damage, he's got to be pretty close to Mirana. So.
He is very speedy, though. He can run in and out, drop a Nether Blast, run back out before Mirana gets off. Like, maybe she gets off like 1, maybe 2 right clicks, but it's actually a lane that Mirana struggles with a little bit, because she does have some creep clear with Starfall, but not as much as the Pugna does.
That's true. That is always nice after playing Crystal Maiden to be playing Pugna and see how speedy you actually are. All right.
That's got to be like night and day.
It really is. I'm always amazed too when I'm like, oh guys, look how fast I am. I forgot how fast this hero was. They're like, Mox, you've been playing like nothing but Crystal Maiden. I was like, I know, but guys, look how speedy I am. Anyways, guys, welcome. This is game number 1 of Team Spirit versus M19. This is a semi-final best of 3, and it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, already we see the smokes coming out. Funnick's actually going to get spotted out by FNG here.
They think he dropped a ward, I think.
They think he dropped a ward, but...
Well, look at the mind games. We've got a hole here in the inventory, which most people would definitely assume there was some sort of a ward in the inventory. So they're going to probably look for a D ward. Possibly. I don't know. Yeah, look at Bane. Bane's already got it. Biver, already queued up.
I mean, there is one on FNG. If he really wants to, if he thinks there's one there, he could go for it, but I don't know. We'll see if Funnick gets off the debate or not. Enchantress is going to get pulled another Tango just to help deal with some of the harass.
Well, you know, it's just to show that they care about her, right? A little bit of an invasion coming in here from FNG and Biver. Funnick goes forward, gets a couple little hits off. Pikachu coming forward as well. Cogs come out. We'll slow them down a little bit. They'll go ahead. They'll try to farm up these Cogs. And everyone gets their respective roots for the most part, though. Nothing too wild going on here.
Yeah, and we're going to see DK Phobos. I'm curious what build he goes, because some Venomancers, they go for the max Gale. Some of them go for the max Plague Wards. I think this is a game where you go for the max Gale. Just let the Clockwork close in on that, close that gap, get those Cogs up, and just pelt away from there. But we'll see what DK Phobos thinks of the matchup.
I mean, that would make sense, because I feel like because he's against 2 ranged heroes here in the bot lane, they're just going to end up farming them up. And again, Muriel on the Shadow Shaman's got very high base damage early on, so if he starts dropping Plague Wards too early, he's just feeding a ton of gold over to them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Probably still hasn't leveled anything up though. Saving his skill point for now. Nick's just, you know, starting to farm up. ILTW, getting his lane. It's actually tough for Yume to really get anything done here in this top lane.
It's just honestly, you know, someone once told me with when you're doing offlane for the most part, you're there for levels. If you get some last hits, that's even better. That's definitely a bonus. But at the end of the day, you're there. Try not to die. Occasionally it happens, you make space, but you know, he's just there for the levels. And Funnick already, look at this. Looks like FNG wanted to try to put out some harass over onto Funnick, and he just doesn't care. He's got a Hellbear. He's got himself a Centaur on top of that, and he'll join up over here with Yume.
He doesn't have any mana on the Centaur, though. It got burned by Clockwork Cogs.
Oh, nice play. I didn't realize that. But yeah, we do have a lot of creeps coming in here. Immediately, you know, Funnick crafting Cogs over here with FNG. His Hellbear, again, no mana left over here. There's the slow coming out, though. Can they get this kill? The spin comes around, though, and they will be able to get the first blood onto Yume, but they'll follow it up very quickly with the kill over onto Funnick. Nice play with those Cogs, you know. They can't use their actives if they don't have mana.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough spot because, like, on the one hand, you get the first blood on the Night Stalker, which is really nice, but getting a kill on Juggernaut, a hero that can snowball pretty hard if you give him the opportunity.
Yeah, they do have to be careful with this lane, especially because, you know, Enchantress, usually pretty tanky. I mean, we know that she took level 1 in Enchant. She's just got to be careful, though, because usually, you know, you'll get a couple levels on the Untouchable and you'll feel really, really strong, but there's plenty of burst damage that this Jug can do with that spin, so.
Yeah, and Iceberg already setting up his mid lane dominance. 14 and 7 for him, 10 and 3 for Pikachu on that Mirana. Just, it's gonna be such a tough lane for this Mirana. FNG's trying to rotate down on Muriel, but I don't know what he gets down.
I mean, Muriel's got high ground. He sees him there. Hellbear giving him a couple swats too. Just, why'd you wake me up from my nap, dude? During all this, oh man, we actually lose. We lose Funnick and Viver.
Yeah, Funnick getting a little bit too over aggressive, not respecting the Blade Fury damage that comes out, and Viver just pops the clarity, waits a little bit, and gets the Brain Sap kill.
I was about to say, I was like, where did that even happen? Because I was looking over at bottom and mid. But yep, that came up top. Was he in the lane during that, or?
He was like
was he over in the woods?
He was like up here. He like started over here and then ran up and just got chased down by dude LTW.
Taking a look over here on the mid again. We've got the Aquila finished up on Mirana, and she's got her Aquila turned on because she knows that this pushing potential coming out here from the side of Iceberg is just going to keep pushing these creeps really, really hard. Venoments are actually going home. Looks like DK Phobos took some heavy harass. But otherwise, looking down here over onto Nyx, yeah.
Yeah, DK Phobos proving us wrong. Doesn't opt to go for the Venomous Gale. Goes for the Plague Wards instead. Wants to put some pressure on this tower. And anytime that Nyx leaves for a rotation with that Reaper's Sight, DK Phobos wants to be there to capitalize on that and pressure out the tower. Also lets him retreat to the jungle if he needs to.
That's true. There is a lot of harass coming down onto DK Phobos, so it makes sense that he'd want to have that option. Do you see FNG running over here onto the side? Yume standing in position. They expect some sort of gank coming out here during the first night.
And Pikachu is just dancing around, trying to get as much harass on the run as possible.
Oh, look at that. That damage coming out with the Decrepify and the another blast here. 3 points on that.
Mirana's actually not doing too bad there. Pikachu doing a very good job keeping up with Iceberg. 24 and 5 to the 27 and 12. Denies definitely going the way of Iceberg, but for the most part, actually keeping up with this little green skelly man.
Yeah. She's got a couple bottle charges that she can use. There is some pincering action going on here in top lane. Viver's coming up here. They're looking to maybe jump over onto Funnick. We'll be able to go ahead, put him asleep, try to chase around here. He tries to go and move the Nightmare off, but there's so much damage coming out here from Jug. We'll be able to get that final last hit.
And with only 1 point up in the Untouchable, the attack speed slow is not enough to keep Juggernaut off even once that Blade Fury ends. And Funnick having a very, very tough time in this lane.
Oh, I need to make an adjustment. So give me 1 sec. I gotta adjust something in production side here.
While that's going on, I'm gonna just note the fact that Pikachu just got drained to half health with just 1 or 2 seconds of life drain from the Pugna. There's gonna be a rotation mid though with the Night Stalker and the Shaman smoked up. They want to kill the little green skelly man, and it looks like they will be able to do so. Shackles are gonna be there, Starfall as well. Nice kill onto the Pugna. And a regen rune for Pikachu's troubles.
All right, we're back. Had to update the stream title. I had left it on Navi versus VP. So, as you can see, this is not Navi or VP. This is M19 versus Spirit. And yeah, we're back in game. We're ready to go. It's like we're seeing another rotation coming out here from Biver. They're going to maybe try to do the same thing to Funnick again. No, he's just going to go and meet up over here with ILTW here. Look at all these tornadoes.
I'm trying to figure out where the other one's coming from. Oh,
Spin coming out though over onto Yume. Will just try to back himself out. Viper in a little bit of trouble here. Will get slowed down. There's a Void coming out as well. Look at this tornado just helping chip them down. They just need a little bit more damage. Can they get this kill? Brainstab coming out. Oh no, how the tables have turned. Jug gonna be able to use his ultimate. Clean up over onto Yume.
Really nice Omni Slash, and like it didn't
Perfect
really matter
timing.
which way he bounced. He was gonna get one kill. Funnick almost dropping even with only the one bounce on him. Nice deny though of the ward using the Wild Winger for.
Seeing a rotation coming out here over onto Iceberg. Miro comes forward. He immediately goes up with the Hex. Will be able to go ahead, follow up with Stun. And unfortunately, just not enough damage. They need to be so careful during all this. Nyx gets the kill over onto DK Phobos. And now it looks like Miro, he's trying his best. He just needs maybe 1 or 2 more hits, but he just doesn't have that damage. Pugna turning back around. He's so fast. Look at this little green skelly man. Wants to chase after Muriel. Just can't connect that another blast in time.
I think if he hadn't gotten greedy.
Oh, Yume! There's the Decrepify coming out. A lot of damage. Can they get one more hit? This life drain is just too good. Yume's gonna go down. Iceberg's gonna laugh. And if Pugna had a taunt, I think we'd see it right now.
I mean, I can just picture Pugna laughing right now. But
yeah, right? We lose Funnick again, though, in the top lane. This Nightmare Spin combo is just too good.
Yeah, it's proving really, really difficult for Funnick to deal with.
What's happening in this bot lane? I feel like we haven't paid much attention to this at all. Necrophos right now, Nyx 54 and 18. The Venomancer 28 and 2. He's getting his levels though. He's level 6 right now, level 7 up and running over on the Necrophos. He's just so difficult to deal with laning. Constantly regenning.
Yeah, I mean, their answer for the Necrophos is just going to be farm the Juggernaut. Get that Diffusal Blade, get the Manta online. And probably move into like a Basher or Blink Dagger after that, and just burst him down with Omni Slash. That's gonna be their answer. I'm not worried about him so much in the laning phase.
Looks like we're seeing Pugna's got enough gold now to get those arcanes. I'm checking in with Mirana here, coming back to mid. Bottom L'Aquila still. There's a smoke that gets dropped over here onto the ground. There is a Nightmare over here as well. Yume got his eyes though over here on the Bane. It is daytime though, so it's going to be a little difficult for him to catch up.
Yeah, rotation does come out from Nyx, which should be the green light for DK Phobos to start pressuring this bottom tower now. As soon as that TP comes out, yeah, you can see already. FNG comes down to support him with the smoke. DK Phobos actually just looking to farm up the lane. Not going to take advantage of this TP rotation just yet.
We'll be able to pop the smoke though over here. Yeah, Yume, he spots out of... Oh, he isn't actually within range. FNG gonna go creep over here onto the side. We'll come forward, immediately throw out the cogs here. Battery assault as well. Yume's just trying to get through these cogs, but he can't. There's no backup though for him until... oh, nope, here comes DK Phobos. He's got the Gale. That's gonna be a very dead Night Stalker.
He does miss on the Gale though, so they're just using poison sting damage right now.
I mean, it's proven to be pretty good here. And look at Bane, he's so fast. We'll be able to get the brain sap off.
Killing spree for Viver as well.
It's a good time to be a Bane, apparently.
I can't get over this Juggernaut's farm though. Looking at ILTW, he's got 90 last hits at 10 minutes. He is farming incredibly well for this Juggernaut. 5100 net worth for him.
I mean, it's also helped too. He's had how many kills onto Enchantress? 3 now?
302 for the Juggernaut.
I think he got an assist on... I want to say it was the Night Stalker that came top. I could be wrong though. Yume's trying to make things happen here. He's got his phase boots, picked up some value raindrops. Has a sentry ward on top of that, but we're getting a lot of pressure being put down here on the bottom tower by this Venomancer. He's got his Aquila. He's working on the Veil for his next item. Some pings do come out top here. That's a really cool sword that Jug has. But yeah, we've got a bunch of creeps pushing forward here. We've got Troll Summoner and a little army of Skelly Men go along here. Fighting Skelly Men with Skelly Men. When will the violence end, Forge?
Never. This is Dota 2. There's always violence.
When will Skelly Men just be okay with other Skelly Men?
Maybe one day, Moxie. Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. I dream of a world, but Pikachu kind of struggling a little bit here. He's going to try to move himself away. Biver's just ready with the harass. He's got the Fiend's Grip on top of that. We'll be able to place a ward behind the tower, keep tabs. And they're just going to let Iceberg take this. Darkness gets popped here in the top lane. Can't really do too much with it, but mid tower, yeah, it's going down fast. Going on the bot lane. They use the Serpent Wards to go ahead and take that tier 1. So a little bit of a trade.
That's much more valuable for Team Spirit. That mid tier 1 is like one of the most valuable, if not the most valuable tower in the game. It gives you access to Roche, gives you access to the enemy jungle. It's just very, very powerful.
Oh, the hook shot comes in over from FNG. He tries to go in for that Cogs, but Murano leaps out just in the nick of time. They turn themselves back around. They found Yume, and Iceberg, he gets the Decrepify off. He's going to do the life drain on top of that. Does get interrupted. So Juggernaut will be able to get that kill.
FNG was trying to get the Cogs pushback so that Murano would leap back into the Cogs or get pushed back twice, but just a little bit too slow on the Clockwork. Nice hook shot though. DK Phobos just having a good time. He's just farming away.
Moonlight Shadow. They're going to be looking for an opening here. Muriel is trying to get into position. Marana standing nearby as well. We'll be able to get the Ether Shot followed up with the Shackles, Starstorm, Arrow. Muriel might be in a little bit of trouble here. Yeah, he's going to TP himself home. I think that is definitely the right call. Marana should be all right through all of this, especially with the heal coming out from the Necrophos, but a little bit of a close call here for Muriel. It's a lot of damage being pushed out there.
Yeah, he's only level 9, so he doesn't have level 2 ultimate yet. Level 1 ulti is still kind of scary, but it ramps up very quickly throughout the levels, and still only 2 level 1 Gale, so not too much damage to worry about.
Oh, he misses the hook shot, but they'll still be able to get the Fiend's Grip over here onto the Enchantress. All that burst damage. Doesn't matter if you can't auto-attack her. You're still going to be able to do plenty of damage here. And it looks like Necrophos in a lot of trouble, too. There's a Spirit Siphon coming out here from Pugna. Is he going to be able to get the kill onto Nyx? Yes, he will. Scythe comes out. He's not going to be able to do enough damage, though. And Jug, he's got the ultimate Decrepify coming out, though, buying him a little bit more time. That I don't think was really set up that well, but it works out for them.
A little bit of miscommunication, yeah.
You get really excited, right? You're like, oh, man, I'm going to get him. I'm going to slow him down. And top tower gets taken.
Yeah, really, really nice team play coming out there, and this is why I don't think Team Spirit's worried about the Necrophos. Oh.
Uh-oh, Pikachu.
He's got lead. He'll be fine.
The Decrepify comes out. Arrow comes out as well. She can't afford to stay there. Look at the range on Life Drain. It is so stupid. The turnaround again here. Funnick standing nearby. They will be able to go ahead and just look at all that damage. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he's got his Aether Lens online already. They're going to probably be able to take this tier 2. They've got double wave coming in. And just so much damage coming out from Pugna.
This Pugna, just a very big value pick for them. It's doing so much work against this Necrophos. It's doing a ton of work in just mowing down the towers. Arrow comes in. Gonna be able to just spin around, avoid some of this.
They need like 2 more Nether Blasts. 1 more and it's in deny range.
That healing ward's just doing so much value. Oh, the jump forward, though. They see FNG. FNG comes back forward. He's going to be able to go ahead throughout the cogs. Looks like he's still going to get taken down that arrow, finding its target. And they drop Serpent Wards, though, trying to defend. We'll be able to get the kill on the Nether Ward itself. Serpent Wards versus Nether Wards. All the wards. Yume still going forward. Wants to maybe try to do something here, too. Viver, the Impetus doing so much damage. There's going to be the spin yet again. Life Drain coming out. And the Fiend's Grip. Oh, Funnick. He just cannot catch a break, can he? Stunned up little Pugna over here on the side. They turn back around. They're going to try to put as much damage over onto this Necrophos as possible. And there's the ultimate coming out from DK Phobos. Still just ticking down on them. And they're just going to re-engage here, running right back out there. Spin coming out from Juggernaut, chasing after Yume. Yume's going to try to fly around here in the trees, buys him a little bit of time. But Iceberg, he sees him. We'll be able to get that kill. Another Gale coming out over onto Muriel. Muriel knows that he's dead. He tries to turn around to do something, anything, just to help out. But he's just too slowed.
Man, Team Spirit just running at them over and over again. This Pugna.
This Pugna is so wealthy, like, and so value.
And the Juggernaut too. It's not just the Pugna. He's level 12. He's got himself his Yasha phase boots. He's able to run down people very effectively. They've got a lot of slow between the Decrep and the Venomous Gale. You don't need a lot of damage from Gale. You just need the slow to allow your Juggernaut to close the distance, get that spin damage, get the ulti off. And that's why DK Phobos has opted for the wards build. He's just like, all right, you do the damage. I'll just help you push. I'll get the slow off with the Gale, and that'll be enough.
I mean, you know, we talked about having that Enchantress early on, and the amount of damage that they can just pump out has been incredible.
Yeah, and they're gonna grab an Atos for Iceberg as well. So no more just running away. You're gonna get rooted. You're gonna get life drained. Life's gonna be miserable.
That item is just absolutely so crazy. Like the range on that as well is just so incredibly huge. Bottom tier 1 gonna go down though for the Radiant. This is a very important tower for them, and it just gets mowed down here by that Pugna. That's a lot of jungle now. That's very, very scary for the Radiant to go through. And we do have a smoke over here. Viper looking for any sort of an opening where he can maybe jump on this Enchantress. Yeah, there's the hook shot. It doesn't actually connect, so they know that something's up. I think they're just gonna abandon this and move back. Yeah. Meanwhile, tower up here.
Iceberg's just happily pushing bottom though. They use that as the bait for the smoke, and even though the smoke fails, they just rotate back down to support Iceberg.
They use the Serpent Wards over here onto the tower. We'll be able to get some damage, but this Pugna just mows through them so quickly here. It's got an Arcane Rune on top of it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's just gonna wait for that to go. They are gonna trade 2/2s. I don't think they save their top tower, but they're actually looking to just pressure. They've got the Arcane Rune, like you said. They're gonna pressure the tier 3s now.
I mean, Serpent Wards are down too. Like they don't have that to defend their base. They're just gonna run in here. They know that they're very, very strong. Darkness gets popped. They'll move back a little bit. They throw the Nether Ward over here onto the side, maybe trying to bait a little bit if someone comes forward. Yeah, see a couple of these procs coming out. I'm certain that they want to just grab this tower and then possibly just go for shrines here, making it even more safe for Roche. Mirana, meanwhile, is hitting their top, but she cannot push as fast as this Pugna down here. Like, they're still here. They get the grab over here onto Necrophos, and there's going to be the ultimate get used by the Jug. Doesn't actually get the kill, unfortunately. Turns himself around, looks over here at Muriel. Muriel's trying to run out, but he's just going to keep getting hit by the battery assault. And they just... Yeah. Pugna running a little bit low here on mana. Does have a bottle. Can get that back pretty fast. Yeah, they'll just go ahead. They'll grab bot racks and TP themselves home. They lost their tower, though, so... Oh, looks like we have a bit of an issue. But yeah, during this entire time, yeah, you know, Mirana can't push as quickly as a Pugna, but she gets the tower, so that does open up shrines for the side of the Radiant at the very least. But this game is kind of getting a little bit away from them right now.
She might still get this range racks too. It depends how quickly, how lucky Juggernaut gets with his crits. If he gets like 2 crits in a row, the range racks is safe, but it's actually pretty low, and Seed Creeps do a lot of damage to buildings now. So they might actually still lose this range racks. It's not the full laner racks necessarily that Dire got, but it's something. It's not a bad trade.
True. I mean, they're struggling right now. They're pretty far behind. Mirana's the top of net worth inside of the Radiant. Otherwise, the top other 3, 10k on the Pugna, 9k on the Jug, 7 on the Venomancer. Like, it's got to do something. It's like there's a TeamSpeak issue. I guess a lot of people have been having TeamSpeak issues today. I think that was the issue in game number 1 as well at one point for the side. I think it was Navi.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully they'll reconnect soon, but looks like the rest, like we said, Dire just gonna leave after taking that tower in racks. That does open up shrines. I'm assuming the next point for them is either take this tier 2 on the top, go for the shrine over here on the side, and then make their way into the Roche pit, so that way they can go high ground again and feel very, very confident. I mean, they're probably already feeling very good right now. They've got a 10k lead. They've got, you know, more map control than the side of the Radiant, but, you know, there's nothing wrong with getting that little extra bit of insurance, unless they get an amazing pick off, which is also possible.
Well, it's very possible, because Biver's actually got he's got pretty much his full Aether Lens completed. Right before he disconnected, he had the Aether Lens queued up, and he should have it plus a little bit of extra gold. So that's going to be, those pickoffs that have been very instrumental are going to get easier and easier for him as his range increases. Next, he's going to get that mobility item, and Blink Dagger's done already for the Pugna once he picks it up. So these items are coming out very quickly for the side of Team Spirit.
Nice double damage rune 2 available at the bot rune spot. Still
There's
sitting on the
almost
pause, please.
There's almost a full pipe actually done on the side of for the Venomancer as well. He's already got the hood completed, and if my math is right, he's got just about the full pipe. He needs like 100 or 200 gold.
Yeah, we got the Hood of Defiance over here on Nyx, and I think that's actually partially what helped save him during this fight down bottom, because we definitely saw, you know, the Decapify came out with the life drain. I think also the Shrine got popped at the same time, so there was a lot of stuff there. But I think without that hood, that would have been an even larger problem for him. But yeah, this is definitely pipe gaming, especially looking at what's coming out from the side of Team Spirit and also side of M19. I mean, the Necrophos does a decent amount of damage, also the Starfall, but definitely I feel like Team Spirit, the magic output damage is just disgusting.
Yeah, and I mean the real indicator that how well ahead Team Spirit is just the supports, right? We talked about Bane. He's getting his Aether Lens. Clockwork already has an urn, closing in on a Force Staff. Whereas if you look at the Shadow Shaman, he's got Tranquil Boots and a wand. Night Stalker has Phase Boots and an urn. Like, the farm just isn't there for the supports, and that's where games really start to struggle.
Well, we'll see if they can bring us back here. You know, looking at the difference in team worth, again, it's almost about 10k. In terms of the experience earned, it's the same thing here. It's going to be a little bit difficult for the side of M19 to come back from this, with the way that they're just running at the Radiant here.
Yeah, for sure. And Venomancer, he's got his 30% XP talent, which is part of the reason he's so powerful. It's not even just his skill set, but that 30% XP gain is just so massive. He's going to catapult into the late game. You've got Pugna. He's got his extra health, so he's going to be tankier as the pause does end.
And again, we see that the Jug has gone up to the top lane. Venomancer going to be joining him as well. Mirana being able to take that tower. Again, was something actually... Oh, man. They get the top range tracks.
Yeah. ILTW just getting a little bit greedy there, thinking that you know, Venomancer was going to be able to deal with the catapult, so they get at least something for the Mirana trade. You know, it's not the best trade, but hey, it's something.
It's something, right? And at this point, they could use whatever they can get. They do smoke up, though, over on the side of M19. They're going to go hunting here. Put the Night Stalker here in the lead. Does not have darkness, though, so...
They're going
to run into a lot of heroes if they're not careful. And here, they see Viper immediately. He goes ahead, puts himself into the Nightmare. And that's a failed smoke, unfortunately, for the side of M19.
And he's got his Aether Lens completed now.
They go back in, though. They use the Mirana ulti. They're going to run into 5 heroes if they go up this hill.
Scan comes out. They know they're up there.
They see FNG over here. They'll jump immediately over onto him, and they'll throw out the Nightmare, try to buy him some time. There's the life drain coming out, pulling tons of damage over from Nyx here, but...
Such a good attempt at a save from Biver there. He gets the 1 second immunity, prevents a lot of damage coming out. Pugna goes for the decrypt save, but Necrophos takes advantage of that and cleans up with the Reaper's Scythe. Really well done by both teams there.
DK Phobos, he points out Yume is in their jungle over here. They will turn it back around, though. We do see Pikachu following up here. Goes ahead, pops that Hood of Defiance, trying to buy himself some more time. Immediately following up, though, here comes the Jug. We'll be able to get the spin off, but they're still able to get the Fiend's Grip off as well over onto DK Phobos. Now he's just stuck. He's trying to do whatever he can to help out. They'll take down Funnick in the meanwhile. And they're still giving chase. Yume trying to run himself out. They have a decent amount of damage onto him, but it's probably not going to be enough to take him down during all of this. I feel like they're... No, alright. Shadow Shaman is out. They've decided to disengage.
Yeah, we forced out 2 big ultis, the Omni Slash and the Poisonous Gale. Do have, or Poison Nova, that's what it's called. They do have some significant cooldown, so this is going to slow Team Spirit down at least a little bit. Yeah, I'd say definitely worth it for an enchantment skill. She's having a tough game, but...
They just drafted so intelligently against her for that lane. You know, the Bane with the spin coming out just does so much to her early on.
Oh, Pikachu almost landing the arrow onto Iceberg, but is able to juke it out. He's so mobile now too. He's got the blink dagger. You were talking already about how fast he is.
Oh, they drop a ward over here on the side. They're gonna try to go in for this Roche. This is very
They can do this. There's not really that big like
arrow.
Like you don't have like an echo.
Oh, that arrow lands right on target. Does hit Jug. Healing ward's up though. He doesn't seem to really mind too much. They decide, all right, well, if they're going to be in there, let's try to take this mid tower. Let's try to get something done because we can't really go into that pit, I don't think. The Nightmare comes out though. Biver, he doesn't have the Fiend's Grip up quite yet. He's got another 9 seconds on a Clockwork. FNG, he's thinking about maybe going in for that hook shot. No, he's just going to stand on the outside here. Keep watch. There is the hook shot though, and we'll force out the leap, but Mirana's being just held by this Fiend's Grip. Try to do something with this Pikachu. He goes ahead, he pops the Manta, or rather the, yeah, he pops the Manta. Still giving chase over here. Clock's gonna move himself back. The Nightmare coming out over onto Yume. We'll be able to throw out that Atos. Look at the range on that. Followed up here. Here comes the Pugna. He's looking for any sort of a kill. Shrine is up. They go around the corner, and they just decide to take that down. They've got Aegis up and running over onto Jug.
Man, what a great escape. That Manta dodge at the last second dodges the Rocket Flare damage from FNG and saves his life. Really well played there by Pikachu to escape from that scenario.
Euro taking this moment to put some nice vision into the dire jungle, but his team really needs him. Pikachu coming around the corner. They've got their eyes over here onto the Pugna. The blink forward, though, into the Nightmare. Nice save coming out. And now they're going to fight over into the corner. They don't have their Shadow Shaman. Look at the damage being put out here by the Jug. We'll be able to maybe take down Funnick again. Eyes over on the prize, though. They want to take down Nyx, and they will be able to take down Funnick using the Life Drain. They jump forward. The Rocket Flare cleaning up. And they're just going to make their way. Nice arrow coming in over onto the side. We'll take out one of those Manta Illusions. Now, we do have Muriel on the base, and he's hitting the racks, but I don't know. Do you think it would have been better if he was home during all that?
I mean, I think it would have been okay, but he probably dies in that fight.
Yeah.
He almost 100% dies in that
fight. Oh, the force staff forward onto Pikachu. He's going to be held in place by the Cogs. And Iceberg will be able to get that kill. Buyback coming out here from Pikachu. They really don't want to let them take everything here in the base. And they'll be pretty satisfied with that. They still have the Aegis.
Yeah, and creeps are pushing in top, which is definitely a problem, but that's just the next lane that Team Spirit's going to deal with anyway, which is probably why they're okay giving it up, because they're just going to be pushing down it next anyway. They've still got Aegis, they've still got all of this, you know, Poison Nova's on cooldown, and, you know, Omni Slash is on cooldown, but once those are up, they just push down top lane next.
Efficiency Dota, it's like what we talk about.
Efficiency Dota on top of they can't do this play in the other lanes, right? They need Shaman Wards to take objectives. So last time, yeah, okay, they got the range racks. This time, oh no, they drop wards on our melee, but we get 2 lanes of racks to your 1, and we're just going to be pushing down that lane soon anyway. And you can't, you don't have the towers to do that.
Pugna just got his Ags. Pugna has a Blink, he's got an Atos, he's got an Aether, and an Ags. This guy... You're not going to be able to get away from him.
Yeah, I think if he gets like a sheep stick next, or maybe even some kind of defensive item like the BKB, he's
just set.
He's just set. Like they just don't have the tools to deal with him at that point. And it's proved so effective against this Necrophos too. Even with the hood, just the decrep and life drain combo, every time Necro pops Ghost Shroud, he's just amping damage on himself, kind of canceling out what the hood does. You take 20, I think it's 25% bonus damage, and hood cancels out 25%, so he's back down to a regular hero at that point. Add on top of that the decrep.
They're not even bothering to defend this tower. They know that they can. Enchantress, you know, just keep yourself home. They don't want to let them just take the high ground for free. But Necrophos too, just going to go ahead, TP himself home, and they use the Moonlight Shadow. Immediately get the stun, though, over onto Iceberg here. There's a nice hook shot coming in, though, over onto the Shadow Shaman. He drops the wards. He's still actually alive. He's sitting very low, though. Oh, it looks like Clockwork can he even make his way out from all of this? Oh my goodness, the Decrepify comes in. We'll be able to go ahead, pop the Aegis. Look at the range coming out from the Atos and Life Drain. Pugna turns himself back around. The arrow does connect over here onto the Jug. He spins, though. And,
You gotta be careful. Oh, that ward on the high ground is just doing so much work.
look at this. He's got the axe. He's just not afraid. He's like, oh, I can see you. I can go ahead and I can hit onto you. Looks like Nyx is force staffed again. This is... The range on this is just insane. All right, Jug ulti gets used over there onto the side. We'll be able to take down the Necrophos. There's the spin onto the tower. This is going to be megas. Yeah, GG gets called. Team Spirit takes the series. 1-0.
Yeah, just really, really nice plays coming out from Iceberg in the mid lane, dominating that Mirana. And up top, Funnick just was not able to get anything done because of the spin nightmare combo that Team Spirit was able to set up. Even with the help of those creeps, just like he doesn't care. He's spinning. He's spell immune.
I think we're going to be seeing a ban coming out against the Pugna, or at least someone else picking it up, because that just did so much work that game. And also they got the Venomancer through, so I think we'll see some meta bans. But guys, we'll be right back with game number 2, so stick around.